This is The Launch, Episode 9 for February 11th, 2025. Streaming to you from a beautiful Pacific Northwest and the mighty American West Coast, we greet you all a good morning, a good evening, wherever your timeline may fall. Time-appropriate greetings indeed to one and all. This is The Launch. My name is Chris.
And I'm Angela.
Well, hello there, Angela. We're going to warm up everybody's week with a good launch. And to make it extra special, we have a Brentley here too. Hey, Brent.
Oh, hi.
Hello. It's nice to have you here.
Thanks for including me in the countdown.
Bonus Brent. You know, just a few things everybody needs to know before we get into the show. This podcast is live at Tuesdays, 11:30 a.m. Pacific, 2:30 p.m. Eastern. That's 7:30 p.m. UTC. You just go to jblive.tv or your podcasting 2.0 app of choice. It will release for download Wednesday mornings. I invite everyone to join us live, but I specifically want to put an invitation out to our party members. Join us in that mumble room before every launch. It's the pre-countdown, we'll come up with a good name for it. We'll hang out with you, and then I'll release that and the entire bootleg to our party members. You'll have a direct line to us. We'd love to hear from you. We'll also have an always-on chat room, the Launch HQ, which is linked at the top of our website, weeklylaunch.rocks. And you can even call us if you want to try that, 860-650-0075. That's 860-650-0075. And since this is our first episode, a couple of elephants in the room to just kind of get out and murder right now, like we're a GoDaddy CEO. This is not a replacement for Coder Radio. We just want to make a fun show for our community and specifically our members. Get you informed on a few topics that we're watching and thinking about. Update you on the going-ons with Jupiter Broadcasting. Have a nice live session. And create something neat for our party members, too. It is a value for value show, so your boosts and memberships are important to keep everything going, and we love to hear from you. They play an important role in the show as well. But before we get into the rest of the episode, welcome back, Angers.
Yeah.
Hey, look, everybody, it's Angela Fisher.
Oh my gosh, that is so cute.
I know.
Gosh, that's what, Dylan 5?
Yeah, I also pulled out.
And the value of this is negative.
Yep.
Yeah.
I remember recording
The value
that.
of this, it's negative.
Abby.
They're much, much, much older now. I think we should still get them to record a few soundboard.
Absolutely.
I think that'd
Absolutely.
Even I'm getting all nostalgic over here.
I
Those
know.
Right?
kids.
Be fun.
Yeah.
They're big now. They're big now. So I know you've been working on 1,000 things, but I was thinking one of the most relevant things that the audience should probably know about that I'm just kind of barely touching on Unplugged is Linux Fest Northwest is coming up.
It sure is.
Very close. April 25th through the 27th in the beautiful Pacific Northwest, Bellingham Technical College. And how's the planning and organizing going?
Well, there's actually something that you don't know.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure. I'm not surprised at all.
Well, so for some background, Chris and I have both helped bring Linux Fest Northwest back after COVID. We had a mini fest in October 2023, and then we did the full-on fest in April 2024.
Yep.
Unfortunately, the larger facilities are still not open for this upcoming one, but the year after that, maybe. But we still have a really good fest planned. Last week, I officially joined the board
Nice.
of Linux Fest Northwest.
Congratulations.
Wow. Okay, here's another look at that round of applause right there. So, official Linux Fest Northwest board member, Angela Fisher.
Yep, that's me.
So, what can you tell us? What's the inside scoop? What dirt can you give us?
Got any secrets?
Oh, you know, every company has a lot of housekeeping things that always need done. So
Yeah.
that's mostly what the first meeting was about. Mm-hmm.
There's a separate meeting.
Oh.
There's a lot going on, though, as far as our plans, because we also have Scale coming up and Planet Nix. And then we've been invited to Red Hat Summit as well in Boston. And then Linux Fest Northwest. So,
All
That's
in the
all.
spring.
Is that in time order?
in order, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, actually, yeah, right? Yeah.
I'm also headed to Spain in there somewhere.
Yeah. Yeah. So there's,
It's a bit wild.
yeah. Do you recall when you first met Brent?
You know, I saw that in the notes, and I feel so bad.
No, you don't have to,
I don't,
I'm
because
right there with you.
I remember. Oh, good. I remember meeting Noah and battling him to pay for his gas because he was willing to drive your sick butt home.
Right.
Because Chris was throwing up like crazy.
I think Brent came to Linux Fest like the year after that.
Yeah?
Yeah, I think it was the year after that. So I'm thinking that's when you met him, was at Linux Fest.
Probably.
He slept in his car a rental car.
No.
Oh, I sure did.
Yeah.
Oh, that's horrible.
Little passenger car too, not like a. Did you lay down in it even?
Oh, it was one of these cars that you could fold the back completely flat.
Okay.
And it was like a small SUV at the time.
No, it was
so
more like
I
a
planned ahead.
crossover sedan wagon thing, right? Okay, whatever.
No, it was.
Okay.
Yeah, I think you're right. It wasn't large, but neither am I. Let's say.
Okay, but did you come to Linux Fest Northwest for Jupiter Broadcasting, or did you find Jupiter Broadcasting at Linux Fest
I
Northwest?
100%. This was the very first tech conference I'd ever been to, and it was 100% for JB, and nowhere near where I lived, because I lived in Northern Ontario at the time.
Oh, that's right.
And but my brother lived out here, on the western side of Canada, not even close to the coast, but like much, 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 much closer. And I mean, Chris sold the show. He said, like, this is the JB event. And sure enough, I was like, oh, I got to go to that some point. And, I have to say a huge thanks to my brother, because he was like, yo, you're out here. Like, just make this happen. Rent a car. Like, figure it out. Just get out there. So I ended up renting a car and driving like crazy and sleeping in weird, random places because I didn't, have tons of money back then. And I just made it work. And, it's pretty life-changing. So Linux Fest Northwest, changing lives since, well, I don't know since when.
Yeah, well, Chris and I have been going to Linux Fest Northwest since we were in high school.
Yeah,
Yeah, right.
So it is a long-standing tradition for us.
It's 25 years of Linux Fest now.
Yep. This year.
I'll just say that.
Yep.
Oh, my God.
We don't go into more details than that.
Wow.
Right? Yeah, I know. It is pretty crazy. So I don't know, it's been a minute since you've visited us, Brentley. And I think maybe really the last time we saw you, we were in a different state.
We were.
Attending an event.
That's true.
So it's been a while since you've just come and hung out at the studio and sort of made it home for a week or so. What do you think? As a man that's coming from the north, visiting us as an outsider, what do you think of our humble town and our crazy weather and our crazy politics?
Well, those are a couple big topics. I think I'll start with the weather because, you say it's big weather, but
it's pretty tame, isn't it?
I mean, it was exciting. There was a little tiny bit of snow, but our definitions of winter are maybe a little different, we've discovered this week.
Yeah.
Because for me, this is like a sunny holiday.
Okay. All right, so that's been nice for you then.
Yeah.
Okay, that's good.
Well, mild. Definitely mild in comparison.
Does it feel like the news, because you've kind of been down here for the last couple of weeks, does it feel like the news has just been crazy nonstop down here?
Why is it that every time I come, the news is crazy nonstop? The last time I was here, if you remember, the then soon-to-be president got shot.
Oh yeah, when we did our Spokane meetup.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
So it was a little crazy, and then I come back, and all this craziness is happening. So I find, you guys should have just asked me to stay home, and then crazy things wouldn't happen all the time. But I'm finding it a little overwhelming, I got to say. In Canada land, there's not that much going on. In comparison. And so I come here, just this constant influx of craziness. At least that's my perspective. And I'm having a hard time making sense of it.
Sorting it out. Yeah, it does feel like it. It feels like all the news these days, because we have a little bit of news to get into. It's all, it's a lot about Elon in one form or another too, which just, I'm not an Elon hater, but I'm not an Elon fan either. I just really couldn't care less. And I just get tired of talking about one man so much. And it's, but he's got a big influence in the AI race. He has big political influence. There's all this stuff going around with Doge that is generating headlines every single day right now. It's very contentious on both sides. So yeah, you're down here in a very wild period where things are moving really quick.
I need to go back home just for like a news holiday.
Simmer down. Of course, then before you know it, you're going to become the 51st state, and then it's going to be crazy up there too.
Don't you dare.
So I want to know.
Boost!
If you're listening to the show, what's your opinion on all of the Doge stuff? I saw that Congress Congress has now formed a Doge caucus, which is kind of interesting, and NPR had a really good report on it.
We're all hearing a lot these days about Doge. This is the Department of Government Efficiency. The name is self-explanatory. The plan is to cut government waste and slash federal regulations. And the controversy that Doge has kicked up since day one has been nonstop. President Trump created Doge by executive order, and he put his advisor, tech billionaire Elon Musk, in charge. The House of Representatives, meanwhile, has created a Doge caucus to partner with Doge. Texas Republican Pete Sessions is co-chair, and he's on the line now.
There you
from
go.
Capitol Hill.
That's really the headline, is that there is a caucus in the House now. As to where these things go, I'd like to know your opinion, so boost in and tell us. Are you optimistic or pessimistic about Doge and their efforts? All right, I threatened we were going to be talking a bit about Elon, and he is leading a group that is making a $97.4 billion bid to take control of OpenAI. And we'll start with this news, and it's already quickly evolved from here.
Hi, Kate. Hi there, Morgan. So an Elon Musk-led group of investors is reportedly making a $97.4 billion bid for control of the nonprofit arm of OpenAI. This is according to the Wall Street Journal. This appears to be an unsolicited offer filed by Musk's attorney and then submitted to the OpenAI board of directors. OpenAI did not immediately respond to requests for comments.
Well, OpenAI has responded now. Sam Altman was in an interview with Bloomberg just a couple of hours ago.
It's Sam Altman. Sam, of course, the headlines right now, Elon Musk making a bid for OpenAI. Your response, you're turning him down for $97 billion.
I mean, look, OpenAI is not for sale. The OpenAI mission is not for sale. Elon tries all sorts of things for a long time. This is this week's episode.
You take it seriously?
He's dismissive right away.
Oh, yeah.
This is just, another ploy. He's not serious.
Seriously at all? What do you think he's trying to drive at with this?
I think he's probably just trying to slow us down. He obviously is a competitor.
This is the new line, too. I know maybe he believes it, maybe he doesn't. I'd like to know what you guys think. But he says that what Elon's really trying to do is just slow us down. He's not serious about trying to acquire us. He's just trying to slow us down.
I feel like this is going to age really poorly.
He's working hard and he's raised a lot of money for XAI, and they're trying to compete with us from a technological perspective, from getting the product into the market. And I wish he would just compete by building a better product, but I think there's been a lot of tactics, many lawsuits, all sorts of other crazy stuff. Now this, and we'll try to just put our head down and keep working.
Does it make it more difficult to move from that non-profit model to that for-profit model for OpenAI?
This is one of the efforts of the lawsuits, is to block this transition from nonprofit to for-profit, which, again, Sam doesn't want to make any money. So, not a big deal that it's going to slow that down. That's totally fine.
He only wants to make sports cars.
Yes, sports cars and, obviously fancy homes and all the things that the rich lifestyle gets you.
Does it make it more difficult to move from that non-profit model to that for-profit model for OpenAI?
We're not moving to a for-profit model. We're not sure we're going to do it all, but no matter what, the nonprofit will continue to be extremely important. It will drive.
We're not sure what we're doing at all, but we're definitely not doing that. That's what he just said. We're not sure what we're doing, but I know we're not doing that thing. Not doing that because I don't care about money.
We're not sure we're going to do it all, but no matter what, the nonprofit will continue to be extremely important. It will drive the mission. It will continue to exist. The board is looking at lots of options about how to best structure for this next phase, but the nonprofit is not changing into anything or going anywhere.
Okay, what is your main mission here at the Paris AI Action Summit? You got Stargate. There's question marks about how much you're actually going to commit to that.
What do you think his main mission is?
It's not money.
Yeah, no, it's everybody else's money. He wants to help everybody else out with their economy. But he doesn't really care about money himself. He does talk a little bit more about Elon in here.
Built a good model. Many people will distill from many other models. Again, I feel so confident about our research roadmap and also our product roadmap that, DeepSeek will do whatever DeepSeek's going to do. Other people will do whatever they're going to do. And we're just going to try to build the best technology we can and get it into people's hands. And I think that's mostly going pretty well.
Do you think Musk's approach then is from a position of insecurity about XAI?
Probably his whole life is from a position of insecurity. I feel for the guy.
You feel for him?
I do, actually. I don't think he's a happy person. I do feel for him.
Okay. Do you worry that...
Personal attack.
Oh, man.
Those were fighting words.
Yeah. I don't know. I for some reason just don't read genuine on Sam. It's just my opinion. I don't
read
know why.
very calculated.
Yes.
And strategic.
Yeah.
Which I think he's doing all right at. It sounds like he's not making profit.
He said in a Reddit AMA recently, quote, "I personally think we need to figure out a different open source strategy. Not everyone at OpenAI shares this view, and it's also not our current highest priority. We will produce better models going forward, but we will maintain less of a lead than we did in previous years." And then in a follow-up post, Kevin Weil, who's OpenAI's chief product officer, said that OpenAI is considering open sourcing older models that are not state-of-the-art anymore. We're definitely going to think about doing more of this, end of quote. They're really trying to walk a line here. They're trying to walk a line, I think. And what I see is two narratives playing out, and I'm curious which one you guys think. Angela, I'll ask you first. So I see Musk's narrative of OpenAI promised to be this open thing. It's going to be open source. They're clearly trying to make this a product and make money at it. They're going to move to nonprofit. They shouldn't have been able to raise all these funds and do this. So I'm going to do everything I can in lawsuits to stop him. Sam says all of that is small ball stuff. What this is really about is competition. He's got his own XAI, and he wants to slow us down. So that way XAI has a chance to catch up. Which one do you think, as you sniff this out, sounds more realistic to you? Which two of those narratives?
Well, staying open is good, and that sounds like what Elon Musk is trying to do.
Yeah, if he had his way, OpenAI would have to remain more open.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's true. I suppose if you look at the outcomes here, the Musk outcome is probably better for everyone than the Sam outcome.
Do we know how open XAI is?
I don't know. I mean, I don't know, but I don't know if it matters so much because the idea was that OpenAI was supposed to be the open institution. So you could have all these proprietary, commercial, closed solutions as well. And, I think a fine point was put on this when DeepSeek came out, because DeepSeek's MIT licensed and sort of really kind of put pressure on OpenAI and Sam here. And I think that's why they're saying these things in Reddit now about a week ago. The thing that I find interesting about Sam is that he's always selling past the sale. So he's always making you think about the second order effects to sell how powerful the product is. So here's an example of this. This is an essay on Sam's personal blog. Quote, "The historical impact of technological progress suggests that most of the metrics we care about, health outcomes, economic prosperity, etc., get better on average and over the long term. But increasing equality does not seem technologically determined, and getting this right may require new ideas," Altman wrote. In particular, he writes, quote, "It does not seem like the balance of power between capital and labor could easily get messed up, and this may require early intervention." So this is the key line here. He says, this balance of power between capital and labor, so the people that control the business, that run the business, that have the money, that are theoretically buying the AI and deploying the AI, are going to have more power than they already have over labor. And he says that we could have a further balance get messed up here. And that this may require early intervention, i.e., policymakers need to make policy to prevent this imbalance from happening. But the psychological trick that he's deploying here is making you think about this before these things can even complete a full sentence properly sometimes. Right? We're still at the autocomplete phase, and he's talking about having to create policy to right the inequity balances between labor and capital. You see what I'm saying? He's always selling past the sale, making his stuff sound like it's so profoundly powerful. So profoundly powerful that they're way ahead of DeepSeek. They're way ahead of what Google or Elon's doing. So he's not worried. He's more worried about how their stuff is so powerful it's going to screw up the world. And we got to take action. And we better slow down. We don't release that too soon. Better slow down.
But I think you can argue that he's gotten to where he is with the team of people that he has because he's constantly looking into the future. Like what we're using right now of their products, they've kind of forgotten about. They're moved on to something new.
I'd agree with that.
So that's sort of his perspective constantly is like what's going to be the big thing 6, 12, 18 months down the road. So he's kind of stuck in future land from what I can tell.
Yeah.
But that's also one of his strengths.
Yeah, maybe. Maybe you're saying it's just his natural way of thinking.
Yeah, I mean, it's got him this far.
Selling past the sale, making you think about it. I don't know. To me, it seems just a little odd. It seems like he's sort of trying to convince us of something that hasn't even happened yet. It's not even close.
It got him a lot of money up to this point.
Yeah.
Oh, he's not in it for that, though.
Do you use any of the OpenAI or AI tools in your day-to-day stuff, Ange?
You know, I actually, for the first time, I work within Smartsheet, and they have an AI to write formulas. And formulae technically, but I hate that, so I always say formulas. So I told it in a regular sentence what I wanted to do. I had like a string of code, and there was a person's name, an author's name in the middle of it. And I told it to grab that name, and it wrote the formula in 2 seconds, and I was done. Like it's not a formula that I would have come up with. It's like a mid-level, look at this and then grab that and then whatever. And it ended up being like, a 35 character formula, and which is, I have 3,000 character formulas that I've written myself. So it's small, but it was efficient. And and that was really cool. I did not expect it to actually work with a plain like sentence, but it did.
Did they say anywhere in there if it was like ChatGPT behind the scenes, or did they?
No,
they didn't label or brand it.
No.
It's interesting that even at the spreadsheet level, they can integrate AI. They can really put it into everything.
I have a confession.
Yeah.
I have not once used a GPT Open AI product.
Whoa! Wow! Really? Not even just to try it?
No.
That's
not
interesting. Yet. Somebody I know, I won't identify, actually uses it to convert like some emotional statement that they have about a situation to a business form.
Yeah, everyone should do this.
Right? Yeah, everyone should do that.
I feel like it would make the world a better place.
Yeah, I've done that once.
Abby was reading a book once, and she read the first 6 chapters and didn't know what it was about. So I asked ChatGPT to summarize the first 6 chapters in 10 bullet points or less. I had her read it, and then she was able to finish the book.
Oh, that makes sense.
That's a good idea.
That is nice. It's I find I'm using it more and more, which I kind of hate because I do have the skeeves about Sam and OpenAI. But I do. I use it for all kinds of stuff. Summarizations, bullet points, like you said, meal planning. I know it's stupid stuff. And I'm not saying it would alter my life horrendously to get rid of it. It would be, inconvenient. But I'm kind of going to it more and more. Perplexity, too. It's not just OpenAI. It's Have you tried Perplexity?
No, I haven't heard of it.
Definitely try Perplexity. It's great for research and searching topics. I think don't you think?
That was that opened the floodgates for me, Perplexity specifically. I think because mostly I browse the internet to try to find knowledge. So the way that it presents knowledge for me really works for my intention of how to work with the outer internet world. So it's just totally changed the way I look at gaining knowledge, which I did not expect. But so I'm advocating I was on the phone with my father during the Super Bowl, and I was like, Father, I got to give you a tutorial about this thing. You're going to love it, because he's the exact same way. And he's like, yeah, I need that. Obviously, the Super Bowl was not very interesting.
I guess I'm just going to be really surprised, not shocked, but surprised if we go through all of 2025 with this AI hype still playing out. It feels like we just talked about some good implementations. But I think you could also find 100 really stupid, bad implementations.
Only 100?
like the Apple Intelligence stuff is getting really kind of universally panned as not very good. And I think if you ship a few of those products, you kind of kill the market a little bit. And people don't want that crap. It gets a bad reputation. So it's going to, I think it's one of the things where it still gets baked into stuff and, it's still available to kind of solve problems. But I just don't know if it's going to have the excitement behind it did the last 2 years.
I have several different directions. The first one I think I'll take you in is, why do you think the Apple stuff isn't being received very well?
I just think it's not very good. It's not super useful. The summaries sound like the number one thing you hear complaints about are notification summaries that are just completely wrong, dramatically wrong, and just features that don't necessarily seem all that useful or necessary. And I think too, it's a symptom of rushing. It's probably a 0.5. Of a version of a product and not a 1.0.
I wondered if it was an effect of trying to do AI mindfully. What do you think of that? Because it would take a little more time, or
maybe
be a bit more. You'd have to be more careful to implement things in a way that were privacy respecting, etc.
Yeah, I could see that. I could see it also limiting what it knows about you, so it's limiting its accuracy. But either way, it spells for not a great experience.
No,
And
fair enough.
I don't think it's causing people to upgrade their phones to get the AI features, and I think we're going to kind of see it. Not that it's going away, but it's going to move towards the stuff that's useful remains. Like all these tech cycles, we get the big hype, all these promises about what's going to change, and then like it kind of fades. But like a few of the things stick, a few things remain behind, and we continue to use those things forever. You know, we didn't get Pets.com, but we did get Amazon.com.
I think this AI hype's here to stay for a bit.
Yeah,
I think past the new year for sure.
well, we are past the new year. Don't
No,
you think?
you said like you hope it ends by the end of this year. I think.
Oh, you mean
I
into
think
2020?
leading into 2026, it's still going to go strong.
Do you think there's going to be some sort of general improvement that's going to cause it to continue? Because it seems like at its current capability and feature set, we've kind of tapped out.
I think it needs a general improvement for people to keep using it, but it's being implemented everywhere in ways that means that you can't stop that ball from rolling anymore.
Yeah.
You can't just like strip all this stuff out. It's in open source projects. It's in like every single commercial product out there. It's everywhere. So it is either going to stay in this state for a while and we're just going to see it as another tool. But I think it's going to be, look at the amount of money that Europe is trying to spend on AI spend just today. And we saw, $800 billion last week they're spending on. I don't even know what they're trying to do with it, but it certainly has an AI earmark on it. So I think
There are things that could make it last a long time. You're right. Like the data center build outs and the power investments, those are like multi-year things that could keep it. I just don't know. I think these are commitments, these numbers, like these 500 billions and these 800 billions and these 300 billions. I think these are commitments and maximum up tos. I don't know if we're ever going to see that. We'll see. I know I'm skeptical pants. I don't want to be, but we'll see. Okay. I wanted to try something. Shift gears for a little bit. We don't have to keep this in the show, but I want to see if you two like it. I want to see if the audience likes it. I tried to pick a track I think you're going to like, Andrews. Brent, I hope you like it. And any of the tracks that we do play on the show, they're under the value for value model. So if you stream or boost your sats while the music is playing, the Magic Wallet switching technology will send 95% of it to the artist directly. Also, you'll notice in most apps, the album art should change to the song during the released version. And I'm going to pick one of my favorite artists. It's Theo Katzman. And this is his track. It's called Be the Wheel. And I'll link to this in the show notes. We'll see if you like it. See if we should keep it in the show. Tell me what you think about the musical guest in the segment. And we'll be right back.
It's a lemonade stand, you see. Thousands of years stuck to the ocean bottom out of the blue. Dayton, Ohio's calling, next thing we knew. Man on the moon, you see. Next to the water feature, listen and glow.
Be the Wheel by Theo Katzman. That's nice, right? That's nice. It's good. It's good. Nice. And during the break, Andrew was telling us that she received a very mysterious package from Amazon. Yeah. So a crack went open for a second, kids. And Angela, tell us the story about your mysterious package.
That's funny. Yeah, I got a sealed bubble envelope from Amazon, and it was supposed to contain 9 earrings. But instead, it was empty. Like, it was completely flat. And I shined my light through it.
Did it have any sign of being opened and resealed?
No, not tampered at all. Nope. And yeah, it was completely sealed. And it's really difficult to return something or just, state that you didn't get it when they have a picture of it on your porch. Right?
You're like,
the envelope's there.
I got the envelope. It's just not in there.
Yeah, but the package wasn't damaged, and but the item was missing. And anyway,
were you sus at all? Like, is this anthrax in here?
No, no. I actually haven't opened it, so it still could be anthrax. Okay. I haven't opened it.
So, do you check all of your packages? You hold all your packages up to the light before you open them?
Well, it was completely flat. Like, it was so obvious that
I would assume like a letter's in there or something. I guess.
No, nothing. No, there was nothing.
And you were expecting these rings or earrings?
Earrings, yeah. Yes, because they're glitter roses. Come on.
Okay, of course.
Yeah.
Right.
So anyway, it was relevant to the whole where AI has come in. I was able through Amazon AI to the AI eliminated certain things about the situation and was able to get me to a resolution faster.
You did a return, and it's like it eliminates options for you as you go through.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, that's useful.
Yeah, so it confirmed that I've been receiving packages, right? That it wasn't a part of the order; it was the whole order that was missing. And then they said, "Okay, we'll issue a refund," and that was cool. I wanted a replacement, right? But I just went back to the product and bought it again. Anyway, it was just pretty streamlined.
Can I ask you how that interaction felt? Like, did it feel actually more efficient than talking to a human? Because you didn't have to wait for them to
100%.
Really?
Yeah, or watch the agent typing.
Mm-hmm. That's there just to make you feel better.
Because I swear these people fall asleep at the keyboard,
no, or I think they're doing 3 or 4 other.
Yeah, 6 windows up, and I'm not a priority at that point. Right. I'm just a number. So yeah, no, it was. I wanted fast and efficient, and I got it.
Well, that's good. Huh. And so you're able to return an empty envelope.
Well, no, I don't. I didn't have to return anything.
Oh, that's good. I just wonder, I want to know, did somebody steal it at the distribution center?
This has happened before with another smaller item, and one of the sides hadn't sealed, so it fell out at some point. So that actually legit was damaged packaging. But when you return Amazon stuff, you're not supposed to bring the packaging at all. They don't want your address or personal identifying information at the return locations. So I would legit have nothing to return. So the return options just don't work. It was a delivery problem.
That is, I do have to say, Amazon generally has the return process pretty good, pretty smooth.
Mm-hmm.
But isn't that because they have so many reasons you need to return things? Isn't that just
I love how you found the cynical angle on that one.
Okay, all right.
I was trying to be nice. Yeah, that's very true. Yeah. All right, well, I got something nice for you.
407 boosts to go.
Look at this. Some handsome chap named Noble Payne came in with 2,383 sats.
Things are looking up for old McDuck.
Earthrise boost to celebrate this historic launch. Well, thank you, Mr. Payne. And also, look at that. Adversaries 17 comes in with 10,000 sats. Pew, pew, pew. That's right. Mr. Adversary says, no message, just sats. Well, we appreciate that.
Just to let us know they're here.
You know what that means? Our first episode? You made it in.
Boost success.
Boost success. So thank you, everybody. We stacked 12,383 cents.
That's amazing.
Very good. Very good. Very good. Thank you, everybody. We have the Walt split set up. We appreciate that. And if you'd like to boost in, please consider doing it with Fountain or something just like that. We'll read your message on the next episode. In honor of our guest, I'm going to do a little bit of Canada news, just trying to figure out what's going on here. And I thought we have a topic expert. Perhaps he can tell us. So, Brentley.
More than $1 million worth of olive oil was stolen from a Montreal trucking company this week. Police say another transport company with specialized trucks picked up the oil and was supposed to make a delivery. The client never received the shipment, and the theft was reported on Wednesday. Dalhousie University professor Sylvain Charlebois says olive oil is popular for thieves because it's resellable.
With cheese and olive oil, well, it's a middle ground sort of product. It is expensive, but not that expensive.
You guys really do have a different set of problems up there. You really do.
Right?
Well, I have a little extra context for you if you need it.
Yeah.
So Montreal, is in Quebec, your favorite for fishing.
Great place for fishing.
And not so long ago, there was a big problem with maple syrup theft.
Oh, gosh, I imagine.
Which actually was worth a heck of a lot more. 1 million here. It's also Canadian dollars. So is not actually really very much. It says what here? Like
not in terms of maple
pallets?
syrup coopers, you're saying?
Yeah, so there's something called the Great Canadian Maple Syrup Heist of 2011 and 2012, where 3,000 tons of maple syrup was stolen, valued at $18.7 million at the time.
Wow. This really is just a drop in the maple syrup bucket then.
Yeah, when this clip first played, I was like, we don't really care about olive oil. Right. If you're not touching our maple syrup, then you're fine. But I have a theory about this. You want to hear?
Yeah, I do.
I think the maple syrup people have figured out their security. And so now they're no longer, the low-hanging fruit, and you got to go for those olives.
I have a little bit of bacon I could fry on this one too, actually.
Bring it.
I think, so you know what a scam olive oil is these days? It's actually, for the most part, in the store, not actual olive oil. It's a massive scam, and they don't have to label it as such. And so a lot of what you're buying is like corn product or a seed oil of some kind, not olive oil. Fine if that's what you want, but if that's what I want, I'll buy canola oil, right? And it's really, really criminal. And I would bet you that these folks up there in Montreal have got themselves the line on some really good stuff, some legit olive oil, like the good stuff. And that's like liquid gold. And, somebody figured out that was the place to get it, and they hijacked the truck. And it's interesting how it kind of went down. It was like in transit. They hire a trucking company to come pick up the olive oil. The trucking company shows up, loads up all the olive oil, and then they never arrive at their destination. What happened to the truck? Did the truck disappear? Did somebody hijack the truck? Did they take it to a different facility? Did they get in an accident somewhere and spill oil all over the road? What happened to this olive oil truck? It's crazy what's going on in Canada.
There's actually a little wormhole, and they accidentally drove through it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, the olive oil wormhole.
It seems like such a strange occurrence. I want to know a lot more. There's just enough details here to make it kind of juicy.
Yeah.
But not enough to satisfy, That's kind of like the cheap olive oil.
Like modern cheap olive oil.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. All right. How about this one for you? I know you're looking for a new car, Brent, and you're probably good for a bit.
Yep.
You might have just dodged a bullet on this one. Jeep is introducing pop-up ads that appear every time you stop.
Whoa.
On the dash. In-dash advertising by Stellantis, the parent company of Jeep, Dodge, Chrysler, and Ram.
There's no way.
Yeah.
We can't hold a sandwich while we drive.
You can look at an ad, though.
But we can watch an ad
it's
while we're stopped.
hands-free.
And it's already shipping. In fact, users and owners...
It's taking eyes off the road.
Well, only when you're stopped, Ange.
You got passengers. They can...
Well, if you're looking at the ad, you don't see the light turn green.
Yeah, exactly.
So, I don't know. It still seems dangerous to me. One Jeep 4x owner said that on an online forum that these pop-ups disrupt the driving experience. You think?
I love how Jeep is like the, back to roots, super authentic driving experience. You could feel the road. And it goes places.
Go out in the wilderness.
Yeah. So now when you leave your campsite, you're going
What is the content of the ad? What are Jeep owners watching?
There is a YouTube video that I will link in the show notes that where one of the Jeep users shares it popping up on his screen. And this one, it's a little hard to read because the YouTuber that shows it puts their own ad in front of it. But it says, here's an example. Purchase peace of mind. FlexCare extended premium plans are factory-backed and offer you peace of mind in case of mechanical breakdown. Press the call button to speak to a specialist. Odometer must be less than 36,000 miles to purchase.
Oh my goodness.
And then
It has its own fine print.
Yeah. And then if you hit
normal size print.
And then if you hit the button, because, guess what? It's already paired to your Bluetooth.
Right. And your hands-free call.
So it'll just make a hands-free call for you so you can buy FlexCare extended care premium plans.
I have a question.
Yeah.
It's more of an overarching question. When has advertising ever made a product better?
I mean, I think, it's hard to say. Advertising can create awareness of a company and a brand and a product,
No, but like our ads in Windows making Windows better?
No. This is obviously bad. And they appear every time the vehicle comes to a stop. So you're at a red light, checking your GPS. You're at a red light. Oh, I'll check for directions real quick. This is the actual scenario.
Yeah.
I finally stopped, so now I'll safely use my screen. And this crap comes up right as you're about to interact with your nav.
Yeah, technically that's not safely used. You're not supposed to be on your phone at all, even if you're stopped.
Okay, I have another question. How did the conversation go at Jeep, like executives, when this
at
idea
Stellantis?
was...
They think it's a great idea. It's part of an agreement they're doing with SiriusXM too. Like Sirius is like doing some of the ad sales. Stellantis recognizes that perhaps some customers don't like this, and so they're going to investigate reducing the frequency of the pop-ups.
Like only every other stop?
So is it muting nav and music?
I don't think so.
To play this ad?
No, I don't think so.
Right? Wouldn't that be-
My goodness.
Yeah.
Non-negotiable.
Is the ad up for the duration of the stop, or is it a timed ad?
In the YouTube video, they pause the screen, but it looks like it's up for a while. Yeah.
Nah.
It might
You're
be
stopped at a train and you know everything
Yeah.
that they're trying to sell you.
That little
Hey, the grocery store's got sale on eggs. That's great.
that little Geo we saw is starting to look sweeter and sweeter all the time.
Don't do this. Don't do this. Stellantis, don't do this, please. It just, it is a race to enshittification when it comes to these car and entertainment systems. It really, really is. And the less they do, the better. And they just don't get it. At least in my opinion. All right, now how about this one? How about this one as one of our last kind of oddball stories of the day? There is a mysterious rich donor who is funding an effort, this is a real story, to build a permanent human settlement underwater.
Yes.
You would? You would?
No, I don't know. Because if there's any compromise, everybody dead right away.
Yeah, for sure. But coolest way to die
that
possible.
Sounds so good.
Yeah.
I made an underwater dome in Minecraft once, and it was a roller coaster ride into it. It was so cool.
Can you say more about the word permanent in this context?
Well, here's what I know.
Biodome.
They're aiming to build permanent human settlements underwater to enhance oceanic research and exploration. They're calling it DEEP, D-E-P, all uppercase because you got to do it right. And they don't want to be associated with things like the submarine that blew up recently or some of the other things.
Imploded.
Right. Okay, sorry. They're very serious. They're funded by somebody that can't tell you who's funding them.
I trust this.
Signing up
implicitly.
now.
They're very serious. And it's moving from concept to reality, quote, rapidly. And it's an extreme project that they think they can pull off. The structures include spacious areas with panoramic portholes for ocean immersion.
It's just portholes? No, it needs to be see-through.
Huge
glass.
windows. Yeah, it needs
right?
huge windows. I know.
Yeah.
They probably can't because of the pressure. It probably has to be these tiny little peepers, if you think about it.
Right, yeah.
I still think, like, if you think about, I know this is a little gross, but if you think about ways that are available to average day citizens to have an awesome death, right? This is up there, right? Your second best shot is on the flight to this thing you die. That's your second best shot. And then other than that, like every other way of dying gets less and less awesome to like, oh, you know what I mean?
I'm picturing maybe like a multi-package you can sign up for like potential deaths as you get further and further. Your possibility goes up.
Like, what would you add? Like a crazy boat ride through the like Bermuda Triangle? Like, what would you add to make it more risky? Some sort of rock climbing without any kind of gear? Like you rock climb to the flight, and then it's like a prop plane that flies you to the underwater submarine, and then you take one of these stupid little tin cans down to this underwater. Even the ride down to the base is dangerous.
I think you could probably add like a taxi ride in New York with a taxi driver who has ads in their cab.
You're right. You're right. Yeah, it'll definitely have ads in there. And then you can buy a great discounted ticket, maybe a Groupon for this underwater structure. I would do it, though. I would totally go.
Wait, I want to investigate this permanent thing. So does it mean once you go down, you're permanently down there and you don't get to come back up? Is that the idea?
Permanent ocean bases.
Yeah, the
so
goal
like
is...
they're going to sink it and leave it there forever.
Here's the quote from their chief operating officer. Quote, "The goal is to live in the ocean forever, to have a permanent human settlement in all oceans across the world."
That's cool.
So this is a hedge against Musk. So instead of going to Mars, we're going to go.
Right.
You go down.
Stay planet.
I mean, it is the unexplored frontier, just as they had told me in Sequest. You know? It's right here in our own backyard, and yet we look out into the stars. We don't even understand the oceans.
Mm-hmm.
The real frontier, my friends, is below the sea. It is the future. And I agree with Wes in the live chat. I just think it'd be great for podcast acoustics.
I disagree completely.
Really?
Yeah.
You don't think like that glug, 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 glug noise would be like some cool ambience in the background?
I'm just picturing like what is the structure that would keep that pressure off us delicate humans? It's like some hard surface.
It's a permanent structure.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's a permanent. So that's what else do you need to know? It's a permanent structure.
Well, you'll be safe from the lobes.
You're thinking because it's going to be made of like rock or something, right?
Metal, probably. If you have your podcast in like the nice part, it's glass. That's probably like 27 feet thick. So it's just going to reverberate like crazy.
They don't got beds in this place? We can, you know how we do? We put up the beds.
Oh, yeah. How many mattresses do they have?
Into a small closet, right? There's living spaces
put them in the
this.
kitchen.
I mean, to be able to say we're live streaming from under the ocean, that's pretty good.
All right. So you're starting to win me over.
I know. So the Guardian's got all the details. We'll have it linked in the show notes if you'd like to check it out. Now, the URL, it's a wily one. It's weekly, what is it?
Weeklylaunch.rocks.
Thank you. Weeklylaunch.rocks. And over there, episode 9 will have links to all of this. Where, you can like check it out yourself and read more about it if you want. I don't know how you do. Maybe that's how you do. Perhaps. But I think, for a show that we have really just begun to kind of wrap our heads around, I think we could call it right there. Underwater fortresses and stolen olive oil and Jeeps with pop-up ads. I don't think we're going to top that.
When we were you invited me to be here today, I said, hey, what are we going to get into? And you said, I have no idea. And you nailed it.
Thank you. Thank you. Hopefully people have somewhat enjoyed it. I mean, we really just want to get together and have fun, hang out with our members and, of course, our audience. And if we're really lucky and we could really have everything on our wish list, it'd be to have you join us live on a Tuesday. Tuesday, catch it in your podcast app or get it on download Wednesday morning. Andrews, where do you want people to find you?
Oh, boy. You know what? I can't be found. Yeah. No.
How about weeklylaunch.rocks?
Yes.
There you go. Brantley, you got anywhere to find you?
Well, I think the best place to find me would be Linux Unplugged.
Okay. I'll see you over there.
Okay,
I'm Chris Elias. Wherever. Okay, thank you for being here. That was the launch. We hope you enjoyed it. Give us your feedback and come back next week, won't you? See you then.